Brought to you live via St. Louis, Missouri. This is Bombers Game Mic. I'm Paul D, and tonight is the second contest in this three-game weekday set where the St. Louis Cardinals are visiting the Los Angeles Angels out at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. Last night, they dropped another heartbreaker, 3-2, with the walk-off hit by pitch in the bottom of the ninth on the part of Riley O'Brien. After losing that 7-0 lead on Sunday afternoon to the D-backs in the finale out in Phoenix. And tonight they are looking to go and snap this three-game losing streak. And all the luck in the world to them in trying to do so here. Lord knows they need all the help they can get here. Now, the starting nine for both the lineups here tonight. For the visiting St. Louis Cardinals, batting leadoff at second base is J.J. Weatherall. Batting second at catcher is Ivan Herrera. Batting third at first base is Alec Burleson. Batting cleanup out in right field is Jordan Alexander Walker. Batting fifth out in left field is Lars Nootbaar. Batting sixth at shortstop is Mason Wynn. Batting seventh out in center field is Nate Church. Batting eighth at the hot corner is the rook Blaze Jordan. And batting ninth at the designated hitter spot is Brian Torres. And there's your starting nine for the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, the starting nine for the Los Angeles Angels. Batting leadoff at shortstop is Neto. Batting second in center field is Mike Trout. Batting third at first base is Shaniel. Batting cleanup at DH is Jorge Soler. Batting fifth at third base is Grissom. Batting sixth out in right field is Joe Adele. Batting seventh at second base is Peraza. Batting eighth out in left field is Siri. And batting ninth behind the dish is O-Hop, and those are your starting nine for both sides. Now, starting on the bump for the St. Louis Cardinals tonight is the left-hander, the often up, often down, and all around, as we have so learned time and time again this year, Matthew Liberatore. I believe he's 5-6 with an ERA of 5. In his last three starts, I believe he's 2-1. He's actually been rather good in his last three starts, but in the seven that preceded that, he had an ERA over 10 or something like that. It's not a good look. And of course, they're going up against the rookie tonight, Walbert Urena, the 22-year-old rookie, the right-hander. So far this year, he's 5-7 with a 2.88 ERA, 15 starts in 17 games, in 81 and a third innings pitched, 78 strikeouts and a whip of 1.32. So join the game, Mike. Roll call. Let me know where y'all are watching or listening from tonight. As we await the start of this one, we are about 6.5 minutes away from this very unusually scheduled first pitch. First pitch is scheduled for 8:38 p.m. Central Time. So that means what? 6:38 p.m. Pacific Time out in Anaheim. I don't know if there is some sort of significance to that at the moment. It's just kind of weird. But hey, you know what? The Angels are going to Angel. Anaheim is going to Anaheim. So join the game, Mike. Roll call. Let me know where y'all are watching or listening from. Now, batting leadoff here tonight in the roll call is Ron Lyle. Hi, Paul D in chat. Great night for a win. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Go Cards. Well, cheers, Ron Lyle. Jennifer Kitzler. Dear Paul D, I listen to you on my cell phone. From Jenny K. Jenny K, I'm glad you're enjoying it so much from your cell phone. Thank you so much for tuning in here tonight. Todd Spinner, thanks for doing this. It will be what I listen to fall asleep. Hey, a little bit of West Coast baseball on the late end here in the Central Coast from the best city on the west coast of the Mississippi. All for it. Alrighty. Edgar Williams, one more try. Well, I hope they have one more try than that, but it's good to see you, Edgar. Dojeball, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much, Dojeball. I hope you are well tonight. Alan, please don't pitch O'Brien. Well, one sure way to make sure that doesn't happen is if you go to the ninth with a 10-0 lead, but even then, I dare not say. Good evening, chat. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Be sure to drop a like to support the stream. If you like what you see and want to always catch the Cardinals game, subscribe today on the road to 1.2K. And once again, Justin Beasley's second night there on the score bug. He did a fantastic debut job last night. I can't thank him enough for that. That is not always the easiest job, but he does it with a great deal of accuracy and grace. Bring it on, Paul D. I sure look to do so, Doge. Ron Lyle just got done listening to Jolly Good Take stream. I'm ready for some Cardinal baseball. He is a pleasure to listen to. Rush Dash. What's up, Chet? Chet seems to be in a jolly mood tonight. Alrighty here. West Bodorek. I'll be at the game tomorrow at 1 p.m. Oh, you're out in Anaheim. Well, congratulations. I hope you enjoy yourself. It's a decent place to see a ball game. I enjoyed when I went there. We need the bats to come alive. Yeah, and they're not going to have an easy go of it tonight against the Rook, but that's okay. JoJo Spades. Hi, Paulie D. Everyone, let's go Cards. I hope you're doing well, JoJo. It's good to see you here tonight. Dwayne Smith. Well, actually, we'll get to Dwayne in a moment. Brent Chapman. What's up, Paul? What's going on, Brent? Good to see you. Coming from Panama City Beach, Florida. So glad to be here once again tonight. Well, it's great to have you back, Brent. Q-Man. Hey, Paul, just checking in. I still have a 104 attempt. Had it for 4 days. Sorry, can't contribute much. Q-Man, all I ever ask, especially when it comes to you, is take care of yourself. All right? We'll be here when you get back, or I will die trying in the process. But thank you so much always for stopping in. You always make things so much more alive. You bring so much flavor to everything. Dwayne Smith. I'm a night owl, so I like listening to West Coast games when I was a kid in St. Louis. Yeah, I was kind of the same way. Anthony, greeting Bombers. Let's get a win tonight. Cheers to that. Brett, last night was another night of trauma, as you would say. Great to see you tonight, Paul. Respect. It was traumatizing, but, you know, we deal. Braylon Beasley. Hello, guys. Hey, Braylon, how's it going? Jojo, if I was doing any better, I'd have to hire someone to smile for me. Thank you, Paul. You got it, Jojo. Okay, Dwayne Smith. I thought your podcast on YouTube, Death of Stalin comments, were really informative. Hey, I'm glad you took the time to listen to it and you found it interesting. So, yeah, that's, you know, in one of my non-baseball related activities, I think is the best way to put it, is, you know, in addition to all the World War II stuff, of a lot of Soviet history in there. So, you know, when it came to Death of Stalin and doing that episode, I was able just to dive right into it because it was really interesting. It was funny, but like I said, a lot of the audience, you know, it's like domestic Soviet-style politics in terms of the Stalinist era are not exactly taught in the kind of detail necessary to be able to appreciate that movie in total. But I thought it was pretty good. All right. So we're just a moment away here from scheduled first pitch. Due up is going to be J.J. Weatherall, followed by Herrera, and then Alec Burleson. All righty. We are just about ready for the top of the first inning. Tonight's weather, 85 degrees and 6 mile per hour wind, 34% humidity. Wind is out to center field. So another perfect night in Southern California. Who would have thought? Alrighty. Get this thing up and going again. Set up later. Alrighty. Liam did a great impression of you tonight, Paul. Did he really? I'd love to hear that. I would love to hear that face to face, Liam. I'm just kidding. He can do as many impressions of me as he wants. I know he's a big fan of going, and this is Bomber's Game Mike. And you know what? That's an impression I can sign up for. No, he's a really great dude. I have enjoyed working with him. I've enjoyed getting to know him. He's a lot of fun. He's a really good dude. He loves the game. just utterly adores the game. Alrighty. So stepping up to the box is J.J. Weatherall. And now we have ourselves the rookie right-hander, Welber Urena. 5-7 with a 2.88 ERA, 46 walks against 78 strikeouts, a 1.32 whip. 15 starts in 17 games. Broke camp north, well, as north as it is relative to where they play spring training in Anaheim. But he did not end up joining the rotation itself until about the middle to late April. So he's warming up is Urena, and stepping into the box is J.J. Weatherall. Siri in left, Trout in center, Adele in right, Grissom at third, Neto at short, Peraza at second, Shaniel at first. O'Hop is behind the dish. And the rook, he is on the mound. Getting his last hacks in down there in the on-deck circle is J.J. Weatherall as he steps into the box. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. Urena has gotten his last warm-up toss in. A little bit of Gatorade there for Ollie Marmol, the Sphinx down in the dugout. Into the box is Weatherall. There's the first pitch. A ball away, and we are underway. It's a 1-0 count. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the first inning, no score. Into the box is Weatherall. He's hitting 260 on the year. Now the 1-0 pitch. Fouled straight back on the four-seam fastball on the inside corner. Clock 99 out of the right hand of Urena. And the count is 1-1. A lovely night in Southern California. Coming set. He comes. He deals. Hit on out there to the left side. Picked up there by the third baseman. He throws to first in time to get Weatherall going down the line. So Weatherall grounds out. 5-3 for the first out here in the top of the first inning. Okay. Make this work. Yeah, there we go. It's been awfully interesting getting everything set up in here, and it's very half-baked at the moment. Now, here's Ivan Herrera, righty-righty matchup, 244, 11 home runs, 41 RBIs. The first pitch from Urena, fouled down the first base side and out of play, and the count is 0-1. He is back into the box. Urena comes to a modified stretch for his windup. The 0-1 pitch. A four-seam fastball just misses the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. Herrera's been in a bit of a dry spell lately. Now the 1-1 pitch. Strike, sweeper on the outer third at the knees, and the count is 1-2. Now, he looks in, he winds the 1-2, foul tipped on the sinker away, 101 mile per hour sinker. That is a no joke sinker, and the count is 1-2. Jimmy Yotero, sounds like you are fully energized tonight. I'm feeling okay. Coming set is Urena. The 1-2 offering. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-0. Paul, will Cardinals win? Well, I sure hope so, Alan. It's a 2-2 count. Coming set above the belt is Urena. The 2-2 offering. A sweeper down and away and out of the zone. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. So nobody on, 1 out, top of the first inning, no score. Ivan Herrera, who's behind the dish tonight, here in the 2-hole. Now the 3-2 pitch. Hit on out there in the left field and in for a base hit. Picked up out there by the left fielder. Coming out of the box, Herrera accidentally slipped. He wasn't getting any further than first anyway, but now the Cardinals have a runner on first with one out here in the top of the first inning. And that would appear to have been a sinker that was about belt high on the inner third. And ultimately he did with it what Ivan Herrera knows how to do. So a runner on first with one out. Righty-lefty matchup with here against Alec Burleson. Here's the first pitch to Alec. Fouled down the third base side, now to play, and the count is 0-1. Burleson's average has fallen off a little bit here in the last couple of weeks, but he's had a pretty good last few days. Now, the 0-1 pitch. A sinker away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. Burleson hitting .277, 15 home runs, 69 RBIs in 98 games, and 802 OPS. Now, the 1-1 pitch, hit to the right side, and through, and picked up there by the second baseman, who boots it there in shallow right field, and everybody's safe. So we're going to call that an infield single, because it got past the first baseman there, Schauner. And then by the time the second baseman came around, it was in shallow right field. He couldn't get a handle on it anyway. And now the Cardinals have runners on first and second with one out here in the top of the first inning. Now here comes Jordan Alexander Walker. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Jordan Walker hitting .292, 22 home runs, 76 RBIs, and 881 OPS in 97 games. Runners lead off first and second with one out. From the stretch is Urania. The first pitch to Walker. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. So Urania basically has his windup and stretch as one in the same. He doesn't have to change the mechanics that way. He comes set. The pitch. A swinging strike on the sinker down and away, and the count is 1-1. That sinker down and away came in at 100 miles an hour out of the right hand of Urania. The Rook can dial it up. Walker's back in the box. Runners lead off first and second. He sets it above the belt. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the sinker down and in, 101 miles an hour, and the count is 1-2. So Walker is in the hole here to Urania. He's on defense now. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jordan Walker. Take a drink. Coming sets Urania. Runners lead. He holds. And holds. And holds. He deals. There's a fly ball out to shallow right field. Coming in is the right fielder, Adele. He's underneath it. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Both of the runners stay right there. And that'll be the second out. So Jordan Walker flies out 9. Love Cards, Angels games. I'm glad to hear it, Jerry. Herrera stumbles in the batter's box. Yeah, I think that said more than it meant to, Eric. Coming sets Urania. Here's Newbar. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch to Newt. A sweeper down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. So runners on first and second with two out here in the top of the first inning. No score. Lars Newbar hitting .256 on the year. Coming set is Urania. Next pitch is his 19th. The 1-0 pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball on the outer third above the knees to Newt, and the count is 1-1. Runners lead off first and second with two out. Now the 1-1 pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway, clocked 101 miles an hour out of the right hand of Urania, and the count is 1-2. So he's one strike away of getting out of this jam. Urania comes set below the letters. The 1-2 to Newt. Foul down the third base side and out of play. Spoils off that sinker low, and the count is 1-2. Urania briefly steps off the rubber. He sits to the extreme first base side of it. He sets the 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back on the four-seam fastball up and in, 101 miles an hour, and the count remains 1-2. Back into the box is Newbar. Urania sets the 1-2 pitch. A sinker down and in and out of the zone. The count is even at 2-2. So right now, Urania here in this top of the first inning has thrown 23 pitches. So you can't accuse the Cardinals of not working the count. Now he sets the pitch. Chop foul down the first base side and out of play on the sinker, down and in, and the count remains 2-2. It is indeed another radio night. But in a way, it's always kind of a radio night. I'll explain in a moment. Back onto the bump is Urania. Newt's in the box. Righty-lefty matchup. Runners lead off first and second with 2 out. It's a 2-2 count. Top of the first inning, no score. Urania sets above the belt. Now, the 2-2 pitch. Chop foul on the sinker away down the first base side. The count remains 2-2. What I mean is that it's always effectively radio. It's just radio where you're able to look at the announcer, at the play-by-play guy, and we can make contact through the camera. So a modified radio, but radio all the same. Now, the 2-2 pitch. A four-seam fastball just misses the outside corner. And the count is 3-2 to Lars Nootbaar. Runners off first and second. They will be going here with the full count and 2 out. Now the 3-2 pitch. Fouled straight back on the four-seam fastball on the inner third, and the count remains 3-2. So Nootbaar really has been extending this at-bat, fighting every step of the way here against Urania. Next pitch is going to be Urania's 28th here on the top of the 8th inning. Now, Urania sets, runners lead, the pitch. Swinging strike 3, down, hacking goes Nootbaar for the third and final out of the inning. However, they leave 2 on here, but they manage to put none across. And after 1/2 inning of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals nothing, and the LA Angels coming to bat. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. Let's go to the chat. Okay. Missed the beard. Oh, don't worry, Ron. The beard is still here. It'll be back on camera soon enough. Don't you worry. You guys will be blessed with looking at my 15 out of 10 handsome face for average 3 hours a night. Again, very soon, night in, night out. How could I ever deprive you? Okay. Anyway. Oh, did I say top of the 8th? Oh. Funny how that works out sometimes. Funny what comes out the gob. Well, anyway, thank you all so much for spending part of your Tuesday night with me here on Game Mic. We await the bottom of the first inning. Due up for the Angels is going to be Neto, Trout, and Shaniel. 1, 2, 3 in their order. And they will be facing the off-maligned southpaw for the Cardinals, Matthew Liberatore, who in his last 3 starts has been pretty good. 2-1. I think he has an ERA under 2. But before that, he was a mess. And I'm not saying that he can't become a mess in a hot second. We all know this. But it would be really nice to see him continue turning around his season. All right, here's Matthew Liberatore, 5-6 with a 5 ERA and 19 starts, 36 walks against 88 strikeouts, a whip of 1.48. He throws a four-seamer, a slider, a curve, a changeup, a sinker, a cutter, and a split finger. But you get a lot of four-seamers, a lot of sliders, and a fair amount of those curves. When the Uncle Charlie's working for him, it's a big deal. Now here's the righty Neto, lefty-righty matchup. Coming winds Liberatore, the first pitch. Strike, sinker on the inner third above the knees, and the count is 0-1. Zach Neto, 235, 19 home runs, 46 RBIs in 98 games. A 769 OPS. He winds the 0-1. chop foul down the third base side and out of play. And the count is 0-2. Neto gets back into the box. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Liberatore winds the 0-2. A changeup down and away and out of the zone, and the count is 1-2. Neto is back into the box. On deck is Mike Trout. Liberatore winds the 1-2 offering. Hit on out there in the left field and in for a base hit. Played there on a hop. Out there is Nootbaar, and Neto has a leadoff single to left here in the top of the first inning, which means the Angels have a run around first with nobody out. And here comes Mike Trout. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Mike Trout hitting .232 this year. 18 home runs, 39 RBIs, 8 stolen bases, and 846 OPS. Now the first pitch. A slider down and in, gets away from Herrera, but staying at first is Neto, so it is a ball. And he manages to keep Neto there at first, so the count is 1-0. It was a slider down and away. Broke off to the right of Herrera. Easily a dozen feet. I'm surprised Neto didn't take off. It's respecting the move there of Liberatore. Now the 1-0 pitch. Strike, slider on the outside corner at the knees, and the count is 1-1. Mike Trout. 1,730 career games, 422 home runs, over 1,800 hits. Thrown over first, back in time is Neto, and the count is 1-1. All righty. I heard Nootbaar may be traded at the trade deadline. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. He's probably the guy with the greatest trade value at the moment. Coming set is Liberatore. The 1-1 pitch. Hit to the left side and past the third baseman in the left field for a base hit. Neto goes around second. Here's the throw into third, and he is out at third, trying to extend it one more base than necessary. So Nootbaar nails Neto, trying to go from second to third for the first out of the inning. And that also means that they have a runner on first with one out here in the bottom of the first inning. I was shocked that Neto was trying to go to third on that play with the ball going into left with Nootbaar picking it up so shallow. That's what happened there. So a runner on first with one out. Now the first pitch to Shaniel. A slider down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. It's a lefty-lefty matchup against the lefty hitting. Shaniel is hitting .282 this year. 6 home runs, 35 RBIs, the 1-0 offering. A slider down and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-0. Trout scares me. He should. When he's healthy, he's a scary player. Back into the box is Shaniel. Runner leads off first with one out. It's a 2-0 count. From the stretch is Liberatore, the 2-0. Strike, four-seam fastball outer third at the knees, and the count is 2-1. Hey, Brother Joe, good to see ya. From the stretch is Liberatore. He sets at the Birds. The 2-1 pitch. A slider up and in and out of the zone. The count is 3-1. That slider came in at 86 miles an hour. So Mike Trout leads off first with one out. Bottom of the first inning, no score. The lefty Liberatore comes set at the Birds. The 3-1 to Shaniel. Strike, slider on the outside corner, thigh high, and the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Back onto the bump is Liberatore. He looks into Herrera. Time is resumed by the home plate umpire. Liberatore sets at the Birds. The 3-2 pitch. A sinker called ball 4, low and away, and now that puts runners on first and second with one out here in the bottom of the first inning. No score. Now here comes a 4-hitter, Jorge Soler. Jorge Soler's hitting 204 this year. 11 home runs, 43 RBIs, no stolen bases, and 284 at-bats, a 667 OPS. Lefty-righty matchup. Runners lead off first and second with one out. The pitch. A curveball down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. It's always a pleasure, Brother Joe. Trout used to hit 300. He's not as good. Now he's older and a lot of injuries. Now the 1-0 pitch. Hit to the left side and down the left field line into the corner for a base hit. Coming home, scoring is Trout. That's one already in. And now here's the throw. Here's the play at home. And safe is Shanuel. And that is a 2 RBI, 1 out double for Jose Soler. And that will give the Angels a 2-0 lead. And they have a runner on second with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. And to me, that looked to be a flat slider on the outer third, about thigh high to the righty Soler. And there was not much of a play to be had on either runner of them, and they're at the plate. So 2-0 LA. Soler leads off second following the 2 RBI double. Now here is Grissom, lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch, hit to the right side and into right field for a base hit. Picked up on a couple of hops. Coming home from third is Soler, and he is safe at home. Advancing on the throw down to home is the runner from first to second, and that will make it a 3-0 Angels lead on the RBI single to right by Grissom, who advances an additional 90 feet on the throw home by Jordan Walker, and that will make it a 3-0 Angels lead. And in that case, that was a four-seam fastball down Broadway. Grissom went the other way with it. Soler scored easily from second. It's a 3-0 ball game, and once again, runner on second with 1 out. Now here's Joe Adell. He's hitting .240 this year. And Dusty Blake is going out there to have a little chat with Matthew Liberatore, who has been looking anything but effective so far here tonight. The entire infield is in, getting an earful on this one. Now here comes Adell. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup. Every time I say, here comes Adell, I start hearing Skyfall play in my head. Now, Joe Adell hitting .240, 14 home runs, 55 RBIs, lefty-righty matchup. He did that 100 games. Runner leads off second with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Strike, slider on the inner third above the knees, and the count is 0-1. 17 pitches so far for Matty Liberatore. He comes set at the Birds. The 0-1 pitch. Hit foul down the third base side, now to play, and the count is 0-2. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going? Roger Baseman, Tucson checking in for some more pain. Well, you're in good company, Roger. Good to see you. It's an 0-2 count. Coming set is Liberatore. The 0-2. There's a fly ball out to left field. Going back is Newbar, looking up, and it is gone. A 2-run home run to left by Joe Adell, and that will make it a 5-0 Angels lead here in the bottom of the first inning. And that thing apparently went a distance of 405 feet into the bullpen out there and left. That'll clear out the bases, and it's a 5-0 game here in the bottom of the first. And that would appear to have been an Uncle Charlie on the outer third about knee high. And Adell just deposited it out there into the Cardinal bullpen and left. Now, the first pitch to Peraza. A slider strike on the outer third below the belt, and the count is 0-1. Matthew Liberatore has been leaving everything up and over the plate tonight. He winds the 0-1 pitch. There's a foul ball down the first base side. Gibbon chases Burleson. It goes about 5 or 6 rows deep, and the count is 0-2. Jimmy Otero, time to change pitchers. Not going to argue with this. Liberatore, he's from the full one, and the 0-2. Swinging strike 3. Down Hackett goes Peraza. for the second out of the inning. So, after giving up 5 there, the smallest amount of redemption out of the left hand of Matthew Liberatore to get the strikeout. Now here's Jose Siri in 48 games, 258, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs, nobody on with 2 out. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike on the slider, down and away, and the count is 0-1. Next pitch is going to be Liberatore's 24th. Lefty-righty matchup. He winds. He deals. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball inside corner, and the count is 0-2. So nobody on 2 out, bottom of the first inning. 5 already in here for the Angels. It's a 5-0 game. And an 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch. Chop foul down the third base side out of play. Just got a piece of that curveball down and away from the righty, Jose Siri. Count is 0-2. Now he's back onto the bump. He winds the 0-2. Swinging strike 3 on the slider. Down and in for the third and final out of the inning. However, the Angels, they put up a big old 5 spot in the bottom of the first inning. So after 1 full inning of play, it is 5-0 LA Angels over the Cardinals. We go to the top of the second inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. So it looks like it may very well be one of those starts for Matthew Liberatore. He strings you on. I think is the best way to put it. He'll go out there. He'll have 2 or 3 starts in a row where you say, oh my goodness, I remember this version of Matthew Liberatore. Whatever happened to this dude? And then all of a sudden, when you just get a little bit comfortable that you see his name and face as the probable that day, or rather the next day, for the Cardinals, you get something like tonight. And you know me at this point. I'm not cynical. That's not my game at all. But I do call him the way I see him. And I see that a lot with Matthew Liberatore. Now, due up for the Cardinals in the top of the second inning, we have the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis, Mason Wynn, Nate Church, and then Blaze Jordan, 6, 7, and 8 in the Cardinal order. And Arena will be out there for his second frame. He had a long top of the first inning, admittedly, nearly 30 pitches. However, he bit, but he did not break. Let's see what happens from here. But you can definitely understand, having seen Arena pitch in the top of the first inning, why he shows the promise he does. Alrighty. Now we are back here for the top of the second inning. Here comes Mason Wynn, his first at-bat. It'll be a righty-righty matchup against Arena. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Mason Wynn as he steps into the box. Now, Cummins sets Arena. The first pitch to Wynn. A 4-seam fastball well inside and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Mason Wynn, 241, 4 home runs, 42 RBIs in 91 games, a 643 OPS. Here's the pitch. Strike, 4-seam fastball, whispers over the black of the outside corner thigh high, and the count is 1-1. And he sets the 1-1 pitch. A sweeper bounces out in front of home plate. It is ruled a ball, and the count is 2-1. All right. Let me grab some more caffeination here over to my right. It's a 2-1 count. Arena, the 2-1 pitch. Fouled down the first base side and out of play, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is one of those nights where caffeination is both necessary and encouraged. Now, Cummins sets Arena, the 2-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3 on the sinker, down and in for the first out of the inning. So Mason Wynn goes down hacking for the first out here in the top of the second inning. Now here comes the lefty hitting center fielder for the Cardinals tonight, Nate Church. Nate Church hitting .231 on the year. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup against the righty tossing Arena. Nobody on with one out, top of the second inning. 5-0 Angels, the first pitch to Church. A 4-seam fastball misses the outside corner, 98 miles an hour. The count is 1-0. He gets back into the box. Now the 1-0 pitch. Hit on out there in the center field. Come in a couple of steps is Trout. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Church flies out 8. That's your put out in the scorecard. Now here's the rook at the hot corner tonight, Blaze Jordan. He's hitting .250 on the air. Righty-righty matchup. So nobody on with 2 out, top of the second inning. 5-0 Angels. .251 home run, 18 RBIs in 26 games. The first pitch to Blaze Jordan. A sweeper down and in the dirt, and the count is 1-0. Now, he comes set. The 1-0. A 4-seam fastball well upstairs, pops in and out of the glove there of the catcher. Oh, hop. And then it skipped all the way to the backstop. Nobody on, no harm, no foul. The count is 2-0. Now, the 2-0 pitch. Swinging strike on the sinker, down and in for the first strike of the at-bat. Nobody on, 2 out, top of the second inning. 5-0 Angels, 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch, hit to the left side and picked up on a line by the shortstop for the third and final out of the inning. So, no runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 1.5 innings of play, it is 5-0 Los Angeles. Going to the bottom of the second inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Let's go to the chat. See, John. Well, that inning was not how you turn the page from a tough loss. Sheesh. Yeah, tell me about it. So, about the elephant in the room. Is Ollie going to shake things up with O'Brien at closer or what? That performance was bad. It was terrible. I don't know what his exact plan is. I mean, you'd have to consider who are the alternatives, right? The only guy that I would even consider going to in the ninth outside of him would probably be George Soriano. That's the best option that I could think of. I mean, you're not going to Stanek. You're obviously not going to Romero, even though he's on the IL. Gastelum, I don't think so. I mean, George Soriano would be the only guy that I would even consider, but I don't know. Alrighty. Alright, ZZ Captain. Got to hang in here for the full game. We're capable of a 5 or 6 run inning as well. Yeah, they certainly are capable of it, and I certainly hope they achieve it. Now, due up in the bottom of the second inning is Hop, Neto, and Trout. So 9, 1, and 2 in the Angel order. Liberatore will be coming out for his second frame. Real quick 1, 2, 3 there in the top of the second there for Arena. A much cleaner top of the second than top of the first. And we're here for the bottom of the second inning. 5-0 Angels. Now, the first pitch. Strike. And that appears to be a slider on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. Hop hitting .215. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Liberatore winds. The 0-1 pitch. Hit on up the middle. Picked up there by Weatherall on a couple of bounces. He throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. Me getting ready for a Netflix documentary about the great STL fall-off. Okay. Roger that. So nobody on, 1 out. Bottom of the second inning. Now here comes Neto. He's 1 for 1. They're showing the nice waterfall rocks out there in center field in Anaheim. Neto steps into the box. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Nobody on with one out. Bottom of the second inning. 5-0 Angels. Coming winds Liberatore. The first pitch. A cutter up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Neto gets back into the box. 1-for-1 with a single earlier. Now the 1-0 pitch. A slider just misses the outside corner, and the count is 2-0. Infield defense very much shaded towards left with the righty Neto. The 2-0 hit to the left side and into left field for a base hit. Picked up there by Newpar. Big turn at first there for Neto, but he's staying right there, especially after his mishaps in the bottom of the first inning there. And so now he has a one-out single to left, and the Angels have a runner on first with one out here in the bottom of the second inning. 5-0 Angels. Oh, gotcha, Max. Now the first pitch. Hit on up the middle. Picked up there by Weather just to the second. Right on second. He steps on second one. On to first. A double play. A 4-3 double play. They're turned by Weatherall, and that will do it. So, no runs, one hit, no walks, nobody left on. After 2 full innings of play, it is 5-0 Angels going to the top of the third inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Pardon me just a moment. And we are back. So, due up for the Cardinals in the top of the third inning is going to be Brian Torres. Thank you, dear. Brian Torres, J.J. Weatherall, and Ivan Herrera, 9-1-2 in the Cardinal order. 5-0 Angels. They had a big bottom of the first inning. Big bottom first inning. And Matthew Liberatore so far has seemed to steady the ship somewhat here, but where it will take the Cardinals, we are yet to see. Sam Foreman-Libby decides to finally pitch like he's capable of after it's a 5-0 game. So that is frustrating to get him out of rotation. I would say, Sam, that Matthew Liberatore is probably one of the most frustrating pitchers I've ever watched. But they can all be frustrating from time to time. All right, we are back here for the top of the third inning. Now here's Brian Torres, righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch. Strike, change up on the inner third, thigh high, and the count is 0-1. Torres is hitting 191, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs. Here's the pitch. A changeup down and in the dirt, and the count is 1-1. Brian Torres has been an interesting story in 2026. 28-year-old rookie. Picked him up out of the Independent Atlantic League. The 1-1. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. And he has proven useful. I mean, I would say there's no doubt about that. Now, Arena sets. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the changeup, down and in, and the count comes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So nobody on, nobody out. Top of the third inning. 5-0 Angels. Torres steps out of the box briefly there, tightens up his batting gloves. He's back into the box. Righty-lefty matchup. Arena sets. The 2-2. A ball on the outside corner. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now he sets. The 3-2 pitch. Chop foul down the first base side, now to play. And the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Max, we can't afford to lose games like this. I was thinking about saying easy games, but even the Angels are tough to beat. Yeah, there is no easy victory in Major League Baseball. You got to come with your game. No question. When you don't, you deserve what you get, I think it's fair to say. Now, stepping off the rubber there is Urania, so we wait a little bit longer here for the 3-2 offering. Another beautiful night in Southern California. 45 pitches so far for Urania. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the third, 5-0 Angels. It's the 3-2 count. What they're waiting on, I'm not even entirely sure. Now, the 3-2 pitch. Fouled down the third base side. Now to play on the four-seam fastball away. Clocked at 100 miles an hour. And the count remains 3-2. Now, Urania sets. He deals. Ball 4 on the sinker, down and in. So, Brian Torres works a leadoff walk here in the top of the third inning. And that gives the Cardinals a runner on first with nobody out. And here comes J.J. Weatherall. J.J. is 0 for 1 tonight. And it'll be a righty-lefty matchup. Next pitch is going to be Urania's 48th of the evening. Now, he comes set. Runner leads off first. There's a pitch. Check swing on the changeup down and away. Did he go? Yes, says Blue down the third baseline, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Back onto the bump is Urania. He comes set below the letters. The pitch. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball inside corner, thigh high, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Hey, John Williams. How's it going, John? Good to see you. Now back onto the bump is Urania. Runner leads off first. It's an 0-2 count. He comes set. The 0-2 offering. A four-seam fastball well outside, and the count is 1-2. He's back in the bump. That was the 50th pitch for Urania. Torres leads off first. Urania sets. Here's the pitch. Fouled on the changeup, up and away. Spoiling that one down the third baseline was Weatherall, and the count is 1-2. Oh, good to see you, Delta leader. Now, Urania comes set. The 1-2 offering. Called strike 3. A changeup on the outer third at the knees for the first out of the inning. So he goes down looking there. He gets the old backwards K. And that'll be the first out here. Now here comes Ivan Herrera. He is 1 for 1. Single to left center at his first at-bat. So Torres leads off first with 1 out, top of the third inning. Righty-righty matchup. Urania deals. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 0-1. Ivan Herrera, 246, 11 home runs, 41 RBIs in 99 games. He holds. The 0-1 offering. Hit to the left side, picked up there on a hop. He throws the second on, about to get one. On the first, a double play. An inning-ending 5-4-3 double play. And that will do it. So, nothing across for the Redbirds in the top of the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 5-0 Angels here in the second contest of 3 in this midweek set out at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. Well, that was interesting because on the ground ball to third baseman picks it up. He turns, he throws to second. And I can't even believe it. He actually threw it on a very large hop, which is to say that he held on to the baseball far too long. He wasn't under any real pressure to throw it time-wise. He would have gotten the runner by about half a mile there at second. But amazingly, despite the miscue throwing the thing, on that hop, that very unexpected hop, it went perfectly down there to second, and then it was able to easily turn it on the relay to first, and that was it. The things you see when you're watching almost every game. What a night. Due up for the Angels in the bottom of the third inning is Shanuel, Soler, and Grissom. 3, 4, and 5 in the Angels' order. All righty. So we await the bottom of the third inning. It is 5-0 Angels here in the second contest of 3 out in Anaheim. And so far, Matthew Liberatore not been great tonight. Now the first pitch to Shanuel. Swinging strike on the slider down and in. And the count is 0-1. Well, thank you, J.M. Jones. And he comes wide. The 0-1. A four-seam fastball just misses the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Right now, they're showing a bunch of highlights here from the home run derby, and Jordan Walker's assault on that particular contest. Here's the pitch. A sinker down and in and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. Shanuel in his first at-bat, first plate appearance, drew a walk. 35 pitches so far for Liberatore. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the third inning. 5-0 Angels. A 2-1. A slider down and away and out of the zone. The count is 3-1. Back onto the bump is Liberatore. He winds. The 3-1. Hit foul down the third base line and out of play. And the count is 3-2. Stepping out of the box briefly, there is Shanuel. Nobody on with nobody out. Bottom of the third inning. 5-0 Angels. Liberatore's back on the bump. He winds. Here's a pitch. Foul down the third base side and out of play on the four-seam fastball. Up and away. And the count remains 3-2. What a night for a ball game, folks. I hope the Cardinals give us one. Now, the 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the sinker on the outside corner. Challenged immediately there by Shanuel. So we have an ABS challenge incoming. It was called a strike, but they are challenging that call. And so let's see what the ABS has to say. Called strike 3. Down looking goes Shanuel for the first out of the inning. So the Angels lose one of their 2 allotted ABS challenges in regulation. The Cardinals have both of theirs. Nobody on without bottom of the third inning. Now the first pitch is Soler. Strike, slider on the outer third, thigh high, and the count is 0-1. 40 pitches so far for Liberatore. Now the 0-1. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball upstairs. Soler can't keep up with Liberatore's cheddar. And the count is 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch. Fouled down the first base side and out of play on the changeup down and away. 90 miles an hour out of the left hand of Liberatore. And the count is 0-2. So nobody on, one out. Bottom of the third inning. 5-0 Angels. Now, he winds. Here's the pitch. Spoiled on the slider down and away. Rolls down the third baseline, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Infield defense clearly shaded towards left with the righty Soler at the plate. He's 1 for 1. Now, the 0-2 pitch. A slider just misses low down and in, and the count is 1-2. He's back onto the bump. He comes one, the 1-2 pitch. Swinging strike three. Decking down. Heckin' goes Soler for the second out of the inning. So, a couple of quick strikeouts here by Matthew Liberatore in the bottom of the third inning. And there is nobody on with 2 out here in the bottom of the third. Now, here comes Grissom. He's 1 for 1. RBI'd a couple in earlier. Now the 1-1 pitch. A slider bounces out in front of home plate, and the count is 1-0. Roger Baseman, not a problem with getting runs. It's the bullpen. Maybe a new pitching coach or trade for a veteran. We shall see. Now Liberatore, he comes one. The 1-0 pitch. Swinging strike on the slider down and into the righty Grissom, and the count is 1-1. Liberatore's back onto the bump. He winds the 1-1 pitch. Hit to the left side. Picked up there on a hop by Blaze Jordan. He throws to first in time to get Grissom going down the line for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 3 full innings of play, it is 5-0 Angels going to the top of the fourth inning. I'm Paul D. And if you're enjoying my call the Redbird action here on Game Mic tonight, and you haven't done so already, please do leave a like. It's greatly appreciated by yours truly. It is helping out the growing channel continue to grow, and most importantly, get out there to more Cardinals fans who are having a lot of trouble for reasons I think we all fully understand right now in terms of trying to follow them every day. And I call underline almost every Cardinal game. And of course, once again, you have my appreciation for doing so as well. And if you're not already subscribed and you're enjoying what you're listening to tonight, well then hit subscribe. We have a great community here on Game Mic. With that said, I'm Paul D. And this is Bombers Game Mic. 5-0 Angels going to the top of the fourth inning. Now, due up for the Cardinals in the top of the fourth inning is Burleson, Jordan Walker, and Lars Nootbaar. 3, 4, and 5 in the Cardinal order. Goldfish Sandwich. Hey, Paul, I'm back. Welcome back, Goldfish Sandwich. It's good to see you. Anthony, always enjoy you here. Always hearing you call the games. I'm glad you enjoy it so much, Anthony. So it's so cool knowing that a lot of time that you're doing so, you're working in your studio. I love that kind of thing. All right, we are back here for the top of the fourth inning. 5-0 Angels. Stepping up into the box is Alec Burleson. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. Burleson is 1 for 1 tonight. Arena, he looks in. He comes set. The first pitch to Burley. Hit to the left side and through the hole into left field for a leadoff single by Alec Burleson. And the Cardinals have a runner on first with nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning. So on the first pitch there, it looked to be a changeup low. And he just found the hole on the left side there, did Burleson. And now the Cardinals have a runner on first with nobody out. Now, here is Jordan Walker, righty-righty matchup. He's 0 for 1. Runner leads off first. Now, here's the pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 0-1. Jordan Walker 0 for 1 with a flyout, 291, 22 home runs, 76 RBIs in 97 games. The 0-1 pitch. A four-seam fastball down and away. Gets away from the catcher there. Going down to second is Alec Burleson. So he moves up 90 feet on what appears to be, in my estimation, a pass ball. And the count is 1-1 with a runner on second with nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning. Alrighty. It's a 1-1 count. Back in the box is Jordan Walker. Arena sets. The 1-1. A sinker down and away and in the dirt. The count is 2-1. Runner leads off second. It's a 2-1 count. Arena comes set. The 2-1 offering. Swinging strike on the sweeper away, and that'll bring the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. CH Man. I don't have enough subs to send an actual redirect, but I put the link in my chat, Paul D. Hopefully they will come over. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jordan Walker. Count is 2-2. Well, I do, CH Man, and so long as you remind me, I will put a redirect to your channel. Now, the 2-2 pitch. A four-seam fastball down and away ruled a ball, and the count is 3-2. Oh, well, thank you so much, CH Man. Hey, anybody that follows you, that comes over here, are my kind of people. Now, Arena comes set. The 3-2, swinging strike 3 over the top of the sinker, down and away for the first out of the inning. So there is the first out here in the top of the fourth. Down hacking goes Jordan Walker. Still have that runner on second with 1 out. Now here's Lars Nootbaar. He's 0 for 1. Righty-lefty matchup. Runner on second. Here's the first pitch. Strike. Four-seam fastball dotted on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. I don't know why they keep showing us that double play from an inning ago. Now, the 0-1 pitch. A sinker down and in the dirt. The count is 1-1. Oh, it is all about having fun. And support your friends. Now, coming sets Arena. The 1-1 pitch. Strike, change up on the inner third at the knees. The count is 1-2. No, but starting tomorrow with tomorrow's stream setup, CH Man, I will put a redirect over to your channel. Now, coming sets Arena. The 1-2 pitch. A sinker down and in the dirt. The count is 2-2. Leading off second is Burleson. He moved up 90 feet on the pass ball earlier. It's a 2-2 count. Coming set. The 2-2 to Nootbaar. There's a fly ball out to shallow left field. Underneath it is the left fielder. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Staying right there at second is Burleson. So now here comes Mason Wynn. It'll be our righty-righty matchup. 66 pitches so far for Arena. And he is into the box. Burleson leads off second. 2 out. 5-0 Angels, top of the fourth inning. The first pitch to Win. A sweeper down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Okay, roger that, CH Man. I will make note. Now, he comes set. The 1-0 pitch. There's a fly ball out to right center field. Over is Mike Trout. He makes the catch on the run in right center field for the third and final out of the inning. So, no runs, 1 hit, no walks, 1 left on after... Oh, goodness, 3.5 innings of play. It is 5-0 Angels going to the bottom of the fourth inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. Hat on backwards rally time. As early as can be, and often. Okay. Time to load up a Redbird rally. That would be nice. We need a pre-derby Walker back. He'll be about, I think. Oh, excellent, Mr. Canadian Turkey. You got to 50 subs. Congratulations. I know that was the big mark because you wanted to be able to do mobile streaming. I believe you were looking to become part of the Adrenaline Sports Network, as I recall. Do I remember that correctly? Be nice to break someone else's heart for a change. Yeah, I know. There's no question about that. These last 4 games have been excruciating. Yes, they have been. There's no other way to put that. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Due up here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Angels is Adel, Peraza, and Siri. So 6, 7, and 8 in the Angels' order. And we are back for the bottom of the 4th inning. 5-0 Angels. Matthew Liberatore coming out for his 4th frame of work. So far, 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and the home run allowed. Now, lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch to Adele. A curveball strike down Broadway, and the count is 0-1. They say it's a slider. Sometimes it's hard to tell with him. He winds the 0-1 pitch. A 4-seam fastball inside ruled a ball, and the count is 1-1. Joe Adell 1 for 1 with that 2-run home run to left earlier. Now, coming winds Liberatore, the 1-1 offering. Foul tipped on the changeup down and away, and the count is 1-2. And they are just showing that home run from earlier. 22 degrees launch angle, a 60-foot apogee, 405 feet. Now, here's the pitch. Hit into center field and in for a base hit. Picked up by Nate Church in center. So Adele has a leadoff single to center here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that'll put a runner on first with nobody out for the Angels. Now, here's the righty Peraza, who's 0 for 1. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup. Bottom of the 4th inning, 5-0 Angels. Now, Liberatore comes set at the Birds. The first pitch. Swinging strike on the slider, down and in, and the count is 0-1. Dalton Rushing. Hello, Mr. Paul D. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, too. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball out to right field. Going over to his left is Jordan Walker. He's underneath it. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning out there and right. Back to first base is Joe Adell. And that'll leave it with a runner on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 5-0 Angels. No, Ethan, I wouldn't do that. The only reason I would end something early is if there was a serious technical issue or if there was an emergency in the home. Now, here's the pitch. Strike, sinker on the inside corner, and the count is 0-1. And I've only had to do that once. Now, from the stretch, here's the 0-1. Strike on a check swing on the 4-seam fastball up and in, and the count is 0-2. Jose Siri, 0 for 1 tonight. Runner on first with 1 out. It's an 0-2 count. Now, the 0-2 pitch. Foul tipped on the curveball down and away. Got a piece of him there, did Herrera on the foul tip. And the count remains 0-2. Sinbin. Hello, Paul. Hello, Turkey. How's it going, Sinbin? Good to see you. Dalton Russian. Mr. Paul D., do you mind if I put my link in the chat? I'm not entirely familiar with you yet. This, to my knowledge, is the first time we've encountered. I don't know what you're linking to exactly. Now, here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a fly ball into left center field and in for a base hit. Picked up there by Newbar in the gap. He tosses it back in. Going from first to third is the runner Adele. And now the Angels have runners on first and third with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. My apologies. if indeed that there was an introduction that I missed here. Sometimes when I'm calling the game and something like that happens in the chat, I will miss things. So my apologies if I missed a hi sign here somewhere. Now, here is the 9-hitter, O-Hop, the catcher. Runners on first and third with one out. Lefty-righty matchup. O-Hop's 0 for 1. The first pitch for Liberatore. He shows bunt, pulls back. The changeup down and in is ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0. Logan O-Hop, 214, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. From the stretch is Liberatore. The 1-0 pitch. Chop foul down the third base side and out of play on the slider away. Back into the box is O-Hop. Runners lead off first and third with one out. It's a 1-1 count. He deals. Foul tipped on the Uncle Charlie away, and the count is 1-2. Oh, Dalton is my recap shorts guy. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Go right for it. I appreciate the clarification. Yeah, absolutely. You have the high sign from me. Go for it. Now, back in the box is O-Hop. Looking in is Liberatore. Runners lead off first and third. He steps off the rubber, trying to get on the same page there as Ivan Herrera. 61 pitches for Liberatore so far. Liberatore sets at the Birds. Throws over to first. And back in time is the runner with a less than nothing lead. The count remains 1-2. Yep, that's no problem at all, my friend. Feel free to put that link in there. Now, the 1-2 pitch. Swinging strike three on the slider, down and in for the second out of the inning. Haven't had the ability to play enough of those tonight. Now here comes Zach Neto. He's 2 for 2. Lefty-righty matchup. Runners on first and third with two out. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, 5-0 Angels. From the stretch is Liberatore. He sets at the Birds. The first pitch to Neto. A curveball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Neto 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Coming sets Liberatore. The 1-0. Here's a fly ball out to center field. Coming in a couple of steps to his left is Nate Church. He's underneath it. He makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So, no runs, 2 left on. After 4 full innings of play, it is 5-0 Angels going to the top of the 5th inning. I'm Paul D. And if you're enjoying my call of Redbird action here on Game Mic tonight, and you haven't done so already, please do leave a like. It's really helping this growing channel continue to grow. By just hitting that little like button there on your screen, you do a world of good to help promote this channel further. And Lord knows you have my eternal gratitude. And if you like what you see, or in this case here, and you're not already subscribed, well then by all means hit subscribe. We'd love to have you. It's a lot of fun here. That said, I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. 5-0 Angels going to the top of the 5th inning. 2 up for the Redbirds in the top of the 5th. It's going to be Nate Church, Blaze Jordan, and Brian Torres. So 7, 8, 9 in the order. CH, man, I know your boy, Blaze Jordan, due up here second in the inning. So I know you're getting excited. CH, man, Paul D with the professional grade play-by-play. Like and subscribe for more. That means a lot coming from you, CH, man. You're a good dude, but you're also my colleague. And, you know, we look out for each other. You know, we promote each other. We want to see our colleagues here succeed. And when you compliment me like that means a lot coming from a contemporary. So thank you so much. BBN HGQ, I subbed. Well, thank you so much, VBN. Thanks, Scott Blewett, for me finding your channel. Thank you, Scott Blewett. Brother Joe, I need some serious runs. Let's go Cards. You and me both, Brother Joe. Now, here's the first pitch, Nate Church. Check swing, strike on the sinker, down and in, and the count is 0-1. Nate Church is 0 for 1 tonight. Next pitch is going to be Arania's 70th. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. 5-0 Angels. Righty-lefty matchup. Cummins sets Arania. The 0-1. There's a fly ball out there to left center field. Underneath it is the left fielder. He squeezes it for the first out of the inning. So, a quick fly out there by Nate Church. And now here comes Blaze Jordan, the rook down at the hot corner. He's in the 8-hole tonight. Blaze Jordan 0 for 1. He's currently hitting .247 with a .637 OPS. Righty-righty matchup. Now, the first pitch to Blaze Jordan. A sweeper strike down Broadway below the belt. And the count is 0-1. Now, the 0-1 pitch. A sweeper strike inside quarter below the belt. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Back into the box is Blaze Jordan. Coming sets Arania. Hit to the left side. Picked up there deep in the hole by the shortstop. Throws across his body. It's wide of first. And safe at first is Blaze Jordan. And the Cardinals have a runner on first with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. I don't know if you can call that an infield single because Neto there had to go well over to his right. He was throwing it from across his body in shallow left field. It went wide of first, allowing Blaze Jordan to reach safely. See what happens from here. Now here's Brian Torres, his first plate appearance, walked. Runner on first with 1 out, top of the 5th inning. 5-0 Angels, the first pitch to Torres. Swinging strike on the changeup away, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Next pitch is going to be Arania's 75th of the evening in 4 1/3 inning of work. He comes set, righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 pitch, hit to the right side and through the hole into right field for a base hit. Picked up there by Adele in right, and Blaze Jordan will go from first to third on the play. And with that single to right, the Cardinals have runners on first and third with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Now here comes J.J. Weatherall. He's 0 for 2 tonight. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. A nice bit of hitting there by Brian Torres, a seeing eye single. Found that hole on the right side between first and second. Now, the first pitch. A sinker down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Oh, you're very welcome, Brother Joe. Always. JJ 0 for 2, ground out and a strikeout. Coming sets Arania, the 1-0 offering. Hit to the right side, picked up there by the second baseman. He throws the second one on to first, not in time. And the runner scores from third, and that will cut it down to a 5-1 Angel lead on the fielder's choice there by J.J. Weatherall. And because it's a fielder's choice, he gets no RBI. And now there's a runner on first with 2 out here in the top of the 5th inning. And here comes Ivan Herrera. It's a righty-righty matchup. Coming sets Arania. The first pitch. Swinging strike on the changeup away, and the count is 0-1. Herrera's 1 for 2 with a single. Weatherall leads off first with 2 out. It's an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped on the changeup down and away, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. So getting a little piece back. Infield defense back and shaded towards left with the righty Herrera. Being held on first is Weatherall. The 0-2. A four-seam fastball down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-2. That came in at 99 miles an hour out of the right hand of Arania. That was his 80th pitch of the night. Arania, he comes set above the belt. The 1-2 pitch. Hit on up the middle, picked up there by the second baseman, front of second. He throws to first in time to get Herrera going down the line for the third and final out of the inning. However, the Cardinals push one across, and they break into, make a slight dent in that Angel lead. So it is 5-1 going to the bottom of the fifth inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. All right. So that's a start. Now, a lot of everything that comes from here in terms of importance and everything that matters is going to come out of the left hand of Liberatore and anybody who comes jogging out of that bullpen. But we shall see. Due up for the Angels in the bottom of the fifth inning is Mike Trout, Shaniel, and then Jorge Soler. All right. Mike Trout is 1 for 2 with a run scored tonight. Shaniel is 0 for 1 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run score. And Jose Soler is 1 for 2. Couple of RBIs. One is better than none, rally time. Okay, Ethan, yeah, that seems to be what's going on. Okay. Mr. Canadian Turkey. Cardinals deserve to have success, a very well-run organization. Yeah, I mean, I think they're on the right track overall. I mean, these last few days have been maddening, to say the least. But overall, I think they're on the right track. They still got plenty to do. There's a lot of player development moves that have to be made that haven't been made yet. But it's a good time to be a Cardinal fan in the bigger picture, I would say. Now, the first pitch from Liberatore. A far-seam fastball misses the outside corner. Correction, a slider misses the outside corner. The count is 1-0. Hence the Blazing Birds nickname. Yes. Now, the 1-0 pitch to Trout. A changeup down and in the dirt. The count is 2-0. Mike Trout, 1 for 2, a single, and a run scored. 18 home runs, 39 RBIs in 82 games. He winds the 2-0. Hit foul down the first base side now to play, and the count is 2-1. Liberatore comes wide. He deals. Hit to the left side. Picked up there by Blaze Jordan. He throws to first in time to get Mike Trout going down the line for the first out of the inning. So a nice sliding stop to his left by Blaze Jordan. Picks it up on a short hop. Comes to his feet. Gets Mike Trout for the first out, 5-3. So nobody on with one out. Bottom of the fifth inning. 5-1 Angels. The Cardinals clawing one back there on the top of the fifth. Now here's the lefty Shaniel, a lefty-lefty matchup. The first pitch. A cutter just misses the outside corner. The count is 1-0. Oh, okay, Ethan. Now the 1-0 pitch. Hit to the right side and through the hole into right center field for a base hit. Picked up there by Nate Church. And Shaniel has himself a one-out single. And the Angels have themselves a runner on first with one out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Roger Baseman. Nobody deserves anything they don't work hard for. Cheers to that, Roger. Cheers to that. CH-Men. It's just remarkable how they went into rebuild, sold off pieces, then bounced back this quickly. It's been something. Now, the first pitch of Jorge Soler. Fouled back on the four-seam fastball up and in. The count is 0-1. It's been incredible considering they are, for the most part, I think, depending on the roster of any other team at any given time, the youngest team in baseball. The 0-1 pitch. Strike, changeup on the inside corner, thigh high, and the count is 0-2. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now, from the stretch is Liberatore. The 0-2. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-2. Yeah, they do have great jerseys, Canadian Turkey, no question. It's a 1-2 count. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled down the first base side and now to play on the changeup away. Also, the Cardinals continue to have the absolute beautiful uniforms. Their alternate homes, their loose city connects. Heck, even the 1950 uniforms have absolutely stunning designs. They have always looked quite sharp. It's always fun wearing a Cardinal uni. Now, from the stretch is Liberatore, the 1-2. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-2. I like the jersey of Paul D. rocks live. That's my favorite version. I'm glad you like it so much, CH, man. Coming sets Liberatore. The 2-2. Chop foul down the third base line and out of play on the slider down and in. Count remains 2-2. Jorge Soler is 1 for 2 on the night. Next pitch is going to be Liberatore's 77th on the evening. He sets at the Birds. He deals. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Challenged immediately there by Soler. So there's an ABS challenge incoming. He wants to use that final one they have. And guess what? For the second out of the inning, the Angels lose the challenge and their final ABS challenge of the night. So down looking is Soler. He gets the backwards K, Major League Baseball's impression of Cyrillic, for the second out of the inning. Now here is Grissom. He's 1 for 2. Runner on first with 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5-1 Angels. Runner leads off first. A lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch to Grissom. Strike, four-seam fastball inside corner, and the count is 0-1. Liberatore sets at the Birds. He deals. Foul tipped on the curveball low, and the count is 0-2. So Matthew Liberatore 1 strike away from ending this half inning. Grissom is in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. He sets at the Birds, and he throws over to first. Back in time is Shaniel with a less than a nothing lead. That pickoff throw over to first there by Liberatore was like a slow pitch, coach pitch baseball for 6-year-olds. Now, time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Grissom, even though Liberatore is about a quarter of the way into his motion at that point. Vaughn Grissom, 1 for 2, an RBI single and a run scored tonight. He's back into the box. Time is resumed. Coming sets Liberatore. The 0-2. A sinker down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-2. You and me both, Sam. It can be quite maddening. Now, Liberatore sets the 1-2. Swinging strike 3. Down, hacking. Here he goes. For the third and final out of the inning. So, no runs, 1 left on. After 5 full innings of play, 5-1 Angels going to the top of the 6th inning. I'm Paul D, and if you're enjoyed my call of Redbird action here on Game Mike tonight, and you haven't done so already, please do leave a like. It's helping out this channel more than you can know, and I greatly appreciate it. And if you like what you see and hear, and you're not already subscribed, well then hit subscribe. Be great to have you. With that said, me here, you there, and this is Bombers Game Mike. 5-1 Angels going to the top of the 6th inning. I find it odd that they would choose to deal Ivan Herrera before they would deal a Lars Nootbaar. Ultimately, at this point, the pieces that make the most sense to deal. Well, obviously, Jojo Romero is probably not in that conversation right now. He's recovering from emergency surgery for his appendicitis. So wish him all the best. Then, of course, you have Dustin May, who, understandably, his stock has fallen a little bit recently. But undoubtedly, the guy to trade in this situation would be Lars Nootbaar. He still has a full year of control with 2027. He's fully healthy now. And there's still quite a number of years of control left for Ivan Herrera. So, we'll see what happens. Those two, May and Nootbaar, are the most likely to go. But we'll see what happens. Well, I mean, they're already in the middle of a rebuild, Ethan, and a lot of guys are under a lot of years of control. Now, the first pitch to Alec Burleson. There's a strike on the inside corner, and the count is 0-1. Now, the 0-1 pitch. Fouled down the third base side, now to play, and the count is 0-2. I'm afraid, Barry, that the Yankees haven't been much better. They've been a little better over the last couple of games, but they've had a very rough stretch recently. Now, righty-lefty matchup. It's an 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch hit on up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Going right back up the middle, turning around that four-seam fastball from Arena was Alec Burleson, and the Cardinals have a runner on first with nobody out here in the top of the sixth inning. Now here comes Jordan Walker. It's a righty-righty matchup. Walker's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Strike, sinker down Broadway. The count is 0-1. 181 watching. Should be at 100 likes. Hit the like button, by all means. Coming sets Arena. The 0-1 pitch. Chop foul down the third base side. Now to play on the sinker in. The count is 0-2. Runner leads off first. Back into the box is Jordan Walker. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jordan Walker. And the count is 0-2. Coming sets Arena. He deals. Foul straight back on the four-seam fastball on the inner third. 99 miles an hour, and the count is 0-2. Getting hot down there in the Angels' pen is Silseth, the right-hander. Here's the pitch. Foul down the third base side. Now to play on the changeup in, and the count is 0-2. Burleson leads off first with nobody out. It's an 0-2 count. This will be the 89th pitch from Arena. He deals. Fouled straight back on the sweeper on the inner third, about knee high, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Back into the box is Walker. Leading off first is Burleson. Coming sets Arena. He deals. A four-seam fastball down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-2. He comes set from the stretch. He deals. Swinging strike 3 on the sinker, down and in for the first out of the inning. So down hacking goes Jordan Walker on that hard slider, down and in. And there's your first out. Now here's Lars Nootbaar. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. Newt is 0 for 2 tonight. Coming sets Arena. Runner leads off first with 1 out. He holds. Throwing over to first, back in time, and the head first slide is Alec Burleson. New 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Next pitch is the 92nd for Arania. Runner leads off first. Here's the pitch. Hitting into center field. Coming in is Mike Trout. He makes the catch on one knee, coming forward for the second out of the inning. So a nifty little pickup there on the fly. A low line to center field by Mike Trout for the second out of the inning. Newt is now 0 for 3 tonight. Now stepping up to the plate is Mason Wynn. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Infield defense heavily shaded towards left with the righty Wynn. 5-1 Angels here in the top of the sixth inning. Runner leads off first with 2 out. Arania, he comes set. The pitch. A sweeper down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Mason Wynn 0 for 2, strikeout in the lineout. Arania sets below the letters. He deals. A four-seam fastball just misses the outside corner, low and away, and the count is 2-0. And Hop there goes out there to have a brief word with Arania out there on the bump. That keeps it at a 2-0 count as we wait the end of their little chat on the bump. Home plate umpire breaks it up. Stepping back into the box is Mason Wynn. Has the bat under his left arm like a rolled up newspaper. Runner leads off first. It's a 2-0 count. Coming sets Arania. He deals. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball on the outer third, thigh high, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, 95 pitches here for Arania. Presumably, this is his last frame based on pitch count alone. 22-year-old right-hander. The 2-1. Foul back on the four-seam fastball. Giving chase is the catcher. But it goes into the stands, and the count comes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hey, jolly good takes. Good to see you, Liam. Ooh, it's an early hour for you, man. 105 likes. Great job, chat. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all so much. Over 40 games in a row. That's incredible. Thank you. Now, here's a pitch. A four-seam fastball up and in and out of the zone. The count is 3-2. So, runner on first with 2 out. It's a full count here in the top of the sixth inning. 5-1 Angels. Mason Wynn, he's 0 for 2. He gets back into the box. Arania, he comes set. The 3-2 to Win. There's a fly ball to left field. Left fielder's underneath. It comes in a couple of steps. He makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So, no runs, 1 hit, no walks, 1 left on. After 5.5 innings of play, it is 5-1 Angels going to the bottom of the sixth inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. Alrighty. Well, I was hoping for more after that leadoff single by Alec Burleson, but them's the breaks. Now, a broadcasting note for tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game, the final game in this series, it is a day game, or really middle afternoon game, here in America's Heartland. First pitch is scheduled for 3:07 p.m. Central Time. I will be live here on Game Mic at 2:55 p.m. Central Time for the getaway day out in Anaheim. So, first pitch is scheduled for 3:07 p.m. Central Time for the third and final game of this series. I will be live here on Game Mic with the play-by-play live stream at 2:55 p.m. Central Time. We'll see where we are then, folks. The probables for tomorrow afternoon, Hunter Dobbins against Detmers. Reed Detmers, the left-hander, is having quite a year all told for the most part. The ERA doesn't tell the whole story. But 130 strikeouts over 114 and two-thirds innings. Not too shabby. All right, we are back here for the bottom of the sixth inning. Due up is Adele, Peraza, and Siri. So 6, 7, and 8 in the Angels order. 5-1 Angels going to the bottom of the sixth inning. Matthew Liberatore, he is out there for his sixth frame. 5 innings pitched so far, 9 hits, 5 runs all earned, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. And here's the pitch. A floater up and in. And I'm not even sure if that is counting at the moment because it looks like they're saying something was obstructing. It looks like they're pointing out to center field, and I have no idea why. Stand by. Ollie Marmol's coming out there to get an explanation from the first base umpire to figure out exactly what the heck just happened there. 81 pitches so far for Liberatore. Okay, so that first floater definitely counts. It is a ball, and it's a 1-0 count. It looks like there was something that was going on beyond the outfield wall because they keep pointing out there. Maybe something having to do with the batter's eye. I'm not 100% sure. Whatever the case is, Ollie Marmol is back into the dugout. Huh. Let us see. Okay, so the previous pitch will not be counted. Okay, so it's an 0-0 count. We get to start all over again. That is fun. Okay, lefty-righty matchup. Now, coming winds Liberatore. The first pitch to Adele. A four-seam fastball inside, out of the zone. The count is 1-0. He is 2 for 2 with the 2-run home run earlier. He winds the 1-0 pitch. And there is a fly ball and into the stands beyond the Cardinal dugout. And the count is 1-1. Back into the box is Adele. It's a 1-1 count. Matthew Liberatore sets up to the extreme third base side of the rubber. He comes wide. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the slider up and away, and the count is 1-2. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the sixth inning. 5-1 Angels. Matthew Liberatore has settled down since that terrible bottom of the first, but too little too late. Now, here's a pitch. Fouled back on the four-seam fastball up and away, and the count remains 1-2. Next pitch is going to be Matty Liberatore's 86. He winds the pitch. There's a fly ball into center field. Coming over a few steps to his left is Nate Church. He's underneath it. He squeezes it for the first out of the inning. So, Adele flies out 8 for the first out. Now, here comes Peraza. He's 0 for 2. Nobody on with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the sixth inning, 5-1 Angels. Peraza 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Now, he winds the first pitch. Swinging strike on the slider low, and the count is 0-1 to Peraza. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Liberatore looks in. He winds. He deals. Foul down the first base side. Now to play on the sinker up and in. And the count is 0-2. Liberatore gets back onto the bump. He comes one. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled straight back on the slider away, and the count is 0-2. Jolly good takes with the, oh wow, the 10 quid super chat. Just wanted to say thank you for having me on your channel again. I had a ton of fun, and your words before and after the stream meant a lot to me. Now, the 0-2. A slider down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-2. I wish you all the success in the world. Cheers, Liam. Well, cheers to you as well, Liam. And thank you so much for the 10 quid super chat. Everybody, if you are not yet familiar with Jolly Good Takes there, go and follow him right away. The 1-2. Foul tipped on the Uncle Charlie, down and in. The count is 1-2. He does a fantastic job from the UK at some really ungodly hours calling play-by-play for the San Francisco Giants, and he does a fantastic job of it. Now, the 1-2 pitch. A four-seam fastball upstairs and out of the zone. The count is 2-2. Yeah, Liam is great. Absolutely. I'm so glad so many of you have taken a shine to him as well. Now, the 2-2 pitch. There's a fly ball down the left field line, and it slices foul. So the count remains 2-2. And once again, thank you so much, Liam, for the 10 quid super chat. That means a lot to me, and it definitely helps. So thank you. Yeah, he is a good listen. Knows a lot about the game, knows a lot about the Giants. He wants the 2-2 offering. A sinker up and in, just missed the inside corner, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 1 out. It's a full count. Liberatore comes wide. He deals. A sinker, ball 4 on the inside corner. So he works a walk there, does Peraza, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 16 pitches so far in the 6th inning for Matthew Liberatore. He is annoyed with himself. Heck of a time to start. Now here comes Ollie Marmol, and I think we all know what that means. After 95 pitches, it looks like we have ourselves a pitching change. He's going to be going to a right-hander. Let's see which one it is. And they're going to the righty, Matt Svanson. So there's your answer. Not bad for a young chap. Not bad at all. Fun fact, Jolly Good Takes is one of only 11 Giants fans in the UK. And he represents them awfully well. Of that, there is no doubt. So we got ourselves a pitching change. They're going to the right-hander, Matt Svanson. Matty Svanson, in 37 games this year, a 2-2 record, a 6.42 ERA in 40 2/3 innings pitched. He has accumulated 40 strikeouts in that time, and he has a whip of 1.60. And there's your story. For life. So is St. Louis going to be sellers or buyers? I personally believe the Cards are going to stay at what they have. If St. Louis buys anything, it will be a pitcher. Yeah, if they acquire anything, I mean, it's reasonable to conclude there's a chance they might do both. But the only thing I could ever see them acquiring that is of any real consequence at the deadline at the moment would be a relief pitcher, which, you know, quite frankly, they could use in spades. But at this point, it seems like their most valuable piece at the deadline would be one Lars Nootbaar. You know, I have no doubt they can find a buyer for Dustin May, and Jojo Romero is recovering from an emergency appendectomy. So I think it's unlikely he is ready and up to be dealt by the third. Now here's Matt Svanson, gave you his numbers just a moment ago. Now the first pitch. Strike, cutter on stairs, but down Broadway below the belt. The count is 0-1. He is up against the righty Siri, who is 1 for 2. Runner on first with 1 out. Righty-righty matchup. It's an 0-1 count. Here's a pitch. There's a fly ball into center field. Coming in a few steps is Nate Church. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Runner stays right there at first. So a runner on first with 2 out. Now here comes the catcher, the righty Hop. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Righty-righty matchup here against Matt Sponson in relief for Matthew Liberatore. Runner leads off first. Sponson, he comes set at the belt. The pitch. A sweeper away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. We should buy, but not likely. No, it's not likely. It'd be a nice thought, though. Now, Sponson sets, throws over to first. The runner is back in time, and the count remains 1-0. Runner does take a decent lead, though, I will say that. Coming set, Sponson, the 1-0. A foul off a check swing on the sinker away, and the count is 1-1. Logan O'Hop, 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout, 213, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs in 71 games. And for some reason, they randomly cut to commercial break right in the middle of the at-bat. That's the thing, folks. I can't say that I saw that coming, but here we are. Thank you, Cardinals.tv. So when I have action back, I'll tell you. Well, apparently it led to the third out. It looks like they just decided to cut out early before the pitch was delivered. And that'll be the third and final out of the inning. So after 6 full innings of play, it is 5-1 Angels going to the top of the 7th inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. Ron Lyle, Paul. Liam asked on his stream, where did the term right down Broadway come from? Do you know? Well, I certainly did not invent it. It's a good question. I always just thought it was just kind of common baseball parlance for a pitch that was basically right down the middle, the old automatic. How am I, Paul D? Zim, I am doing all right. How are you doing, Zim? It's been a hot minute. Jolly good takes. Talking to CH Man there. How hard is it to push buttons, Cardinals.tv? Says the guy over here pushing buttons. Well, you know what, Justin? Here's the thing, right? I've seen a lot of score bugs doing this gig here now. And I got to tell you, you are so much better at it than they are. It is insane. So you will have every right to ask that question. But to answer your question, Ron, I just thought it was common baseball parlance. I never really gave it much thought. And it just kind of seemed to work for me. All right, we're back here for the top of the 7th inning. 5-1 Angels here in the top of the 7th. Due up for the Cardinals is Jose Fermin, pinch hitting here for Nate Church. And he'll face the lefty Mitch Ferris, which is presumably the reason why they are going to the bench here. Because he's facing the lefty in 40 1/3 at 3.79 ERA. Lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch to Fermin. A changeup away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. So nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 7th inning. 5-1 Angels. Now the 1-0 pitch. Strike, changeup on the outer third, thigh high. And the count is 1-1. He comes set. The pitch. A changeup bounces out in front of home plate, and the count is 2-1. Perfect time for a Budweiser commercial. I think I'll partake. Cheers to that, C. John, by all means. This is a good night for alcohol and baseball. Coming sets Ferris, the 2-1. Hit down the left field line, and it stays fair. And it is... what is it? It is a foul ball, so a long, loud strike right down the line just slices foul at the very last second, and the count is 2-2. Now let's see. Yeah, that's definitely a foul ball. Yep. No question. They're showing it on the replay. Back into the box is Fermin. Ferris is back onto the bump. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jose Fermin. Not the pitcher, Jose Fermin. The position player. Lefty-righty matchup. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled and fouling off that changeup down and away, and the count is 2-2. I thought it was just common sense as well, but did wonder if Paul D doesn't know, then no one does. Yeah, I couldn't say. I don't have the etymology on that. Now, coming set. Here's the pitch. Hit on up the middle. Picked up there up short. He throws to first in time to get Fermin going down the line. So Jose Fermin grounds out 6-3 for the first out. And here comes Blaze Jordan, the 8-hitter. 1 for 2 tonight. Nobody on with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. We're like, JB, that is why we need this channel from Paul D. Well, thank you. He comes set. The first pitch to Blaze Jordan. Swinging strike on the changeup up and away, and the count is 0-1. Ferris coming in and doing a fair job so far. The southpaw comes set. He deals. Strike, four-seam fastball, enter third thigh high, and the count is 0-2. Ferris comes set at the letters. He deals. Foul tipped on the cutter in. And the count is 0-2. The Red Sox have a 14-game winning streak going. Wow. Did not have that on the bingo card. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3 over the changeup down and away for the second out of the inning. So, couple outs here for Ferris in relief of Urena. Doing a very fine job of it so far. Now, a lefty-lefty matchup with, well, correction. We have ourselves a pinch hitter. Nelson Velasquez is in the 9-hole pinch hitting for Brian Torres. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup. Coming set is Ferris. The first pitch of Velasquez. Strike, changeup down Broadway, and the count is 0-1. Back into the box is Velasquez. Ferris comes set. He deals. Swinging strike on the changeup down and away. Swinging over the top of that one is Velasquez. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Nelson Velasquez in 25 games, .233, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, a .792 OPS. He sets, he deals. Swinging strike 3. Down, hacking goes Velasquez for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks. Nobody left on. It is 7th inning stretch time out at Angels Stadium. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 5-1 Angels. I'm Paul D. And this is Bombers Game Mic. Well, he made quick work at the bottom of the order there for the Cardinals. Be well, Ron. You have a good night. We'll see you next time. All right, Velasquez needs to be sent back down. He strikes out way too much. He strikes out a lot, and they surely do put him in a lot of positions where, he's usually hitting in the middle of the lineup when when they're starting and going up against a left-hander. Jennifer Kitzler. Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing okay. I'm doing fine. I could be better. The score of this game is certainly not doing any of us, myself included, any favors. But, hey, them's the breaks over 162. Oh, Zim, I don't know if I did see your message. Let me see. Let me go back up here. There you are. I'm doing good. Sorry I haven't popped in for a while. Been dealing with Giants depression. I'm really glad to see you streaming, as it always lightens my mood. Sometimes I come in and listen on runs. Well, first off, Zim, I didn't see that, and thank you for bringing it to my attention. Hey, I'm glad I can be there while you exercise. You know, I always like hearing about how people will take in a stream in just various parts of their everyday life. And I'm glad you enjoy it in that part of yours. And I'm glad you're digging it so much. You know, you're certainly among friends here. All right. Now, Scott Bluett, coming in this year from AAA Memphis. 37 games and a couple starts. He's 4-1 in 48 and 2/3 innings pitched. A 5.18 ERA and a whip of 1.66. It's a righty-righty matchup here against Neto, who's 2 for 3. Here's the pitch. A slider down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Now, Bluett comes set. He deals. A slider down and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-0. Scott Bluett, a 30-year-old right-hander. Originally born in Syracuse, New York. Now, coming set, the 2-0. Swinging strike on the slider down and away to Neto, and the count is 2-1. He was drafted back in 2014 by the Kansas City Royals in the second round. 56 overall. Out of Baker, Baldwinsville, New York. Made his debut on September 18th of 2020. It's a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 3-1. Zach Neto, 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Having quite a year. 19 home runs, 46 RBIs, not bad. Bluett sets. He deals. Strike, four-seam fastball, whispers over the black of the outside corner, thigh high, and the count is 3-2. Hey, Trisk. Oh, I remember exactly when, Zim. It was a week ago. Here's the pitch. Chop foul down the third base side and out of play on the sinker in. The count is 3-2. No, Zim, of course I remember. Like I said, that was exactly 1 week ago. Neto's back into the box. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the seventh inning. 5-1 Angels. Bluett comes set. The 3-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3. Down, hacking goes Neto. For the first out of the inning. So Bluett comes in here. His first batter faced after spending, it appears, all year down in AAA Memphis. And he gets the strikeout swinging. Now, here is Mike Trout. He's 1 for 3. Righty-righty matchup. Coming set is Bluett. The first pitch to Trout. A four-seam fastball away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Using different pitchers, it can help. Now, the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off his foot on the sinker, down and in, and the count is 1-1. Man, Mike Trout's body has surely gotten beaten up over the years. But what a talent when he's healthy. Very good ball player. When he's healthy. Back onto the bump is Bluett. What a name for a pitcher. And the 1-1. A four-seam fastball well upstairs and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. Now, coming set is Bluett. He deals. A sinker well up and in and out of the zone. And the count is 3-1 to Mike Trout. So nobody on, one out, bottom of the seventh inning. 5-1 Angels. Bluett comes set. The 3-1. Swinging strike on the splitter away, and that'll bring the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So battling back in this at-bat is Bluett. He looks in. Trout is back into the box. Blewett comes set at the Birds. The 3-2. Ball 4 on the four-seam fastball well upstairs, so Mike Trout works a one-out walk. And the Angels have a runner on first with one out here in the bottom of the seventh inning. So what do I think they should do at the deadline? Well, if I'm being fair, I would want to be a little closer to the deadline to answer that question. I know, that's putting it off, but that's the honest answer. Yeah, Trisk is definitely one of our first citizens here on Game Mike. Here's the pitch. A cutter just misses down and into Shaniel, and the count is 1-0. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Mike Trout leads off first with one out. Bottom of the seventh inning, 5-1 Angels. Shaniel is 1 for 2 tonight. Coming set at the Birds is Blewett. The 1-0. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 1-0. Nolan Shaniel, 1 for 2, a walk, a single, and a run scored. Coming set at the Birds is Blewett. He deals. A splitter down and in and out of the zone to Shaniel, and the count is 2-1. Justin Beasley. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Be sure to drop a like to support the stream. If you like what you see and want to catch the Cardinals game, subscribe today on the road to 1.2K. Now he sets the 2-1. A cutter up and away and out of the zone. The count is 3-1. 17 pitches so far for Blewett. A truly loathsome name for any professional athlete. Now the 3-1 pitch. A slider, ball 4, misses the outside corner, and that will put runners on first and second with one out here in the bottom of the seventh inning. Now stepping up to the plate is Jorge Soler. Soler, 1 for 3, a couple RBIs, a run score, a couple strikeouts. Got himself a homer. Runners lead off first and second. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. A slider down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Next pitch will be Blewett's 20th. Blewett comes set at the Birds. The 1-0. Chop foul down the third base side now to play, and the count is 1-1. Back onto the bump is Blewett. Back into the box is Soler. Looking in is Blewett. He sets at the Birds. He deals. Swinging strike on the slider down and away. Swinging over the top of that one is Jorge Soler, and the count is 1-2. So runners lead off first and second with one out, bottom of the seventh inning. 5-1 Angels. Blewett in relief. Here's the pitch. A splitter down and away and out of the zone. The count comes even at 2-2. Back onto the bump is Blewett. He looks in. He comes set. He deals. Chop foul down the third base side and out of play, and the count remains 2-2. I hope so, Brother Joe. That'd be nice. Runners lead. It's a 2-2 count. Blewett sets the pitch. A splitter down and away and out of the zone, and the count comes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Blewett goes over to pick up the rosin bag, take a couple of pops on it, see if he can't get himself a little bit more traction on that baseball, plus the human sweat. He comes set. The 3-2 offering. Called strike 3 on the slider on the inner third at the knees. For the second out of the inning. So Blewett gets Soler there, caught in the observatory, gets the old backwards K for the second out of the inning. Have I got a favorite game so far this year? Interesting question, Liam. Now, here's Grissom, righty-righty matchup. He's 1 for 3. The first pitch from Blewett. A sinker down and away. A very nice backhanded stop there by Herrera as that thing floated over the lefty batter's box. The count is 1-0. Vaughn Grissom, 1 for 3, an RBI single and a run scored. Runners on first and second with 2 outs, a 1-0 count. Blewett comes set at the Birds. He deals. Strike, sinker on the inside corner, thigh high, and the count is 1-1. Grissom is back into the box. Coming sit at the Birds is Blewett. It's a 1-1 count. Runners lead off first and second. He deals. Swinging strike on the slider down Broadway, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Blewett is 1 strike away from getting out of this jam of his own making. Next will be his 29th pitch. He comes set. He deals. Chop foul on the splitter down and away. Just getting a piece of that one is Vaughn Grissom, and the count is 1-2. I'll have to think on that, Liam. There were some good ones. Definitely some good ones. Now, coming set is Blewett. The 1-2. Hit to the right side. Picked up there by Wetherell on the ground. He throws to first in time to get Grissom going down the line for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, 2 left on. After 7 full innings of play, it is 5-1 Angels going to the top of the 8th inning. I'm Paul D, and if you're enjoying my call of Redbird action here on Game Mike tonight, and you haven't done so already, please do leave a like. You have my eternal gratitude, and it really is doing wonders to help the channel continue to grow, and most importantly, get it out there to more Cardinal fans who are having trouble following the Cardinals every day. We know why. If you're in the area, you know why. If you're in one of the traditional Major League Baseball market broadcast dead zones, you've experienced it before. And I call almost, underline almost, every Cardinal game. And if you're not already subscribed and you're enjoying what you're experiencing here this evening, definitely hit subscribe. Be great to have you. With that said, me here, you there, and this is Bombers Game Mike. 5-1 Angels going to the top of the 8th inning. Now due up for the Redbirds in the top of the 8th is J.J. Weatherholt. He'll be followed by Ivan Herrera and then Alec Burleson. So 1, 2, 3 in the Cardinal order. Oh, man, we're getting into a whole Mike Tomlin thing there in the chat. That's a thing to watch. I'm not a Steelers fan. I just find it interesting. I mean, just watching from afar, seeing how the Rooneys handle their head coach personnel, hiring practices over decades. They definitely go long term. Here's the pitch. It's lined to center field and picked up by the shortstop in shallow center field on a line for the first out of the inning. So, J.J. Weatherholt lines out on the first pitch to Neto, who makes really just an all-world stab there behind second in shallow center field for the first out. And now it looks like we got ourselves a little chat on the mound. In fact, they're going to the pen, so the lefty Ferris is out of the game. Scoreless inning and a third for him. Now they're going to Silseth, the right-hander, I believe. I'll give you his numbers there in a moment. Let us see. Due up here, following the pitching change, will be Ivan Herrera. On deck is Alec Burleson. All right, let's see here. Chase Silseth, the 26-year-old right-hander, In 43 games this year for the Angels, he is 3-1 with a 2.95 ERA. In 36 and 2/3 innings pitched, he has 45 strikeouts in that span and a whip of 1.39. So that is Chase Silseth coming in to face Ivan Herrera. Ferris, inning and a third. No hits, no runs, no walks, and a pair of strikeouts. A very fine job in relief of Ureña, who himself went 6 innings with allowing 6 hits, 1 run, earned 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. So we await the pitching change. Started watching football last year and Major League Baseball this year. College basketball back in 2024. Okay. But most importantly, he lost to the Packers in 2010. Sinman, are you a Green Bay fan? I'm just out of curiosity. I don't know. All right, here is Chase Silseth. Gave you his numbers just a moment ago. So, nobody on with 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Now, here comes Ivan Herrera. Herrera is 1 for 3 tonight. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Oh, he is? Okay. Well, there you are. Now, coming one, Silseth, the first pitch. Strike, 4-seam fastball down Broadway below the belt, and the count is 0-1. That one and the 1 for 3 was a single. Silseth comes one. He deals. A sweeper down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed so much, Alex. You're definitely welcome here. Silseth to the full one. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the 4-seam fastball up and away, and the count is 1-2. Infield defense playing back and shaded towards left against the righty Herrera. Coming one, Silseth, the 1-2. A splitter down and in and out of the zone. Laying off that one is Herrera, and the count comes even at 2-2. Oh, well, thank you, Sinbin. Also, I really like the handle. A great reference to hockey there. Now, here comes one, the 2-2. A sweeper down and away and out of the zone. The count is 3-2. How old is Paul? Paul is 39 years and 4 months, I think. Now, he winds the 3-2 pitch, and he popped him straight up in the infield. Who's going to come and get it? Underneath it is the third baseman. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So a pop out there by Ivan Herrera. That makes him 1 for 4. Now here comes Alec Burleson. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. Burley's 3 for 3 tonight. So the Cardinals are not having a great night on offense, but he sure is. But not one man does an offense make, as we know. Now the first pitch to Burleson. Strike, 4-seam fastball outside corner thigh high, and the count is 0-1. Now the 0-1. A splitter down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. Things are getting spicy down there in the chat. Now, Silseth winds. He deals. Check swing and a foul ball on that check swing, and the 4-seam fastball downstairs, and the count is 1-2. Yes. Now he winds, he deals. Foul down the third base side now to play on the splitter away, and the count is 1-2. Yeah, a wonderful piece of hockey terminology there. Got to appreciate the choice. Now, he comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back, and the four-seam fastball up and in. Off the trademark of Burleson, and the count is 1-2. I am sure a Louisville slugger appreciates the plug, even though I don't know that he's using a Louisville slugger. He's back into the box. Now, the 1-2 pitch. Check swing on the sweeper down and in. Did he go around? No, says Blue down the third baseline, and the count comes even at 2-2. Oh, credit where due, Sinbin. Credit where due. Now, he winds, he deals. A splitter bounced down in front of home plate, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Harold. Paul is an outstanding game caller, and these nut jobs here make the chat interesting. Well, first off, thank you. And everybody down below, yeah, I mean, they always keep it clean, and they do make it fun. Now, the 3-2 offering. Swinging strike 3 on the four-seam fastball up and in for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on after 7.5 innings of play. It is 5-1 Angels going to the bottom of the 8th inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. Okay. I gotta go, Paul D, but this was the first stream I've joined since we did the All-Star game. All the best. Talk soon. Yeah, absolutely, Liam. No, always feel free to drop a line, man. It's always good to hear from you. Have a good morning. And boy, the sun's coming up in your neck of the woods if it isn't up already. Paul D's nut jobs. Yeah. My wife also suggested Game Micaholics. I thought that one's pretty good. I've also heard Bomberettes. That one's interesting. So we await the bottom of the 8th inning. Due up for the Angels, Joe Adele, Peraza, and Siri. So 6, 7, and 8 in the Angel order. Once again, tomorrow afternoon's game is set to begin with first pitch at 3:07 p.m. Central Time. 3:07 p.m. Central Time. I will be live here on Game Mic at 2:55 p.m. Central Time. So first pitch tomorrow afternoon for Getaway Day, 3:07 p.m. Central Time. The play-by-play live stream here on Game Mic will be live at approximately 2:55 p.m. Central Time. So if you're around and you want some Redbird action here on Game Mic, come by and see me sometime. All right, we are back here for the bottom of the 8th inning. Adele, Peraza, and Siri, 6, 7, and 8 in the Angel order. Every time I say Siri, I'm worried my phone is just going to start doing things. Now, Blewett's out here for his second frame of work. Here's the pitch. A sinker inside, ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0. Joe Adele, 2 for 3, 2-run home run and a single. 31 pitches so far for Blewett. And the Cardinals challenged it, and they lose that challenge. It missed the inside corner by 0.3 inches. So they have one challenge remaining. It's the one challenge left in the entire game in regulation. The 1-0 pitch. A slider away and out of the zone. The count is 2-0. Well, howdy, Goldie. Good to see ya. Now, he comes set. The 2-0 pitch. A four-seam fastball down and away and out of the zone. The count is 3-0. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th inning. 5-1 Angels. Coming set Blewett. The 3-0 pitch. Strike. 4-seam fastball down Broadway. And the count is 3-1. Blewett sets. He deals. There's a fly ball into shallow center field. Underneath it is Wynn. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So, a shallow fly out there. Pulled in by Mason Wynn for the first out. Now here comes Peraza. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout tonight. Nobody on with 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning. Coming set is Blewett. He deals. A slider down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Blewett sets at the Birds. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-0 pitch. Chop foul down the third base side and out of play. And the count is 1-1. They are running out of innings, unfortunately. They got 3 outs left to work with. Blewett sets at the Birds. The pitch. A 4-seam fastball just misses the outside corner, and the count is 2-1. Now, coming set is Blewett. He deals. There's a fly ball out there to left center field. Going back in shallow left center is Mason Wynn. He's underneath it. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So a couple of flyouts hauled in by the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis, Mason Wynn. And now nobody on with 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now here's the 8-hitter, the righty Siri. He's 1 for 3. It'll be our righty-righty matchup. Next pitch will be Blewett's 40th. So he came in and is doing the thing that he needs to do, which is get outs. Here's the pitch. Hit to the left side and down the left field line. Into the corner for a base hit. Rounding first, going into second with a 2-out stand-up double is Siri. And the Angels have a runner on second with 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, how's it going, Andy Foster? You and me both, Alex. 7-0 lead. That is not something you see blown often. Now, here is the catcher, Hop, the 9-hitter, the righty. He's 0 for 3. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch from Blewett. Strike, sinker down Broadway, and the count is 0-1. Now, Blewett comes set. Runner leads off second with 2 out. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball out to shallow left field. Coming in is Newpar. A few steps. He's underneath it. He makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no walks, and 1 left on. After 8 full innings of play, it is 5-1 Angels. The Cardinals, they're down to their last lick, their last 3 outs. It's a 5-1 Angel lead. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Let's go to the chat. Alrighty. Well, due up for the Cardinals here in the top of the 9th inning is Jordan Walker, Lars Newpar, and Mason Wynn. All 3 of those gentlemen are 0 for 3 tonight. Oh, well, Sam, I'm glad. Welcome aboard, Sam. That's all I can say. Happy to have you. You are among friends here. Yeah, it is going up steadily and surely. I've been exceptionally fortunate. If it wasn't for Libby giving up 5 runs in the first inning, we could be leading this game. This is very true, Sam. This is very true. Grand Salami. As I recall, the Grand Salami thing started in Seattle, as I recall. Wasn't the full call, like, get out the mustard and rye bread, Grandma, it's Grand Salami time? I mean, I am definitely going on some old memories there, but that's at least how I recall. Well, that would be nice, Harold. 10 or 12 wins in a row. That would be sick. We are back here for the top of the ninth inning. 5-1 Angels. Due up is Walker, Newpar, and Wynn. Cardinals are down to their last 3 outs. Now here's Jordan Walker. Now here's the first pitch. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball up and in, and the count is 0-1. Zephyr-Jan, the right-hander, is in to try and nail down this win for the Angels. The 0-1 pitch. A sweeper down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. Zephyr-Jan, the 28-year-old right-hander, in 40 games this year, is 4-3 with a 3.91 ERA. He sets the 1-1, hit to the left side, and he boots it down there at third base, and Jordan Walker is safe at first. I will have to imagine, even though despite the difficulty of the play going to his right down the line, that he will probably get the infield hit there. In fact, actually, it went off the top of the bag. So a good break there by Jordan Walker. And now the Cardinals have a runner on first with nobody out. Here in the top of the ninth inning. Now here is Newpar. Righty-lefty matchup, runner on first. He comes set. The first pitch to Newt. A four-seam fastball down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Lars is 0 for 3 tonight. Zephyr-Jan comes set. The 1-0 pitch. Check swing on the four-seam fastball up and in. Did he go around? Yes, says the home plate umpire. Doesn't even need to appeal, and the count is 1-1. The best part of Florida. Infield defense shaded towards the right side with the lefty Newpar. Runner leads off first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 1-2. Now, Tom is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of the catcher, O'Hop, who comes out to have a little word with Zephyr-Jan here in this 1-2 count against Lars Newpar. Jordan Walker reached first on the infield single that went bouncing right off the top of the third base bag on a line. And it was a very brief discussion. He's back behind the plate. And Newpar is back into the box. Runner leads off first with nobody out. It's a 1-2 count. Zephyr-Jan sets. He deals. A four-seam fastball well out and away and out of the zone over the righty batter's box, and the count is 2-2. Now, the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the slider on the inside corner, down and in. Challenged immediately there by Newpar. He is using the last ABS challenge available to St. Louis. Here's the ABS challenge. Called strike 3. Down looking goes Newpar. He loses the ABS challenge. The last one available in this game to either team for the first out of the inning. So down in the observatory goes Lars Newpar. And here is Mason Wynn. He's 0 for 3. Righty-righty matchup. Runner leads off first with 1 out. Top of the ninth inning. 5-1 Angels. Coming set is Zephyr-Jan. The first pitch. A four-seam fastball up and in and out of the zone. And the count is 1-0. Now Zephyr-Jan sets. He deals. Strike, sweeper on the inside corner at the knees, and the count is 1-1. Back into the box is Wynn. Runner leads off first with one out. He sets at the letters. He deals. A sweeper away and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. Walker leads off first with one out. It's a 2-1 count. Zebrajan sets at the letters. The pitch. Foul tipped on the four-seam fastball down and away, and that brings the count even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it's a 2-2 count here to Mason Wynn. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Jordan Walker on first following his infield single. Off the third base bag on the line. The 2-2. A four-seam fastball well up and in. Getting out of the way of that one was Mason Wynn. He was heading right towards his dome. He gets out of the way of it, but the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. How close to his dome did that get? Close enough. Close enough. Now, back in the box. It's a 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike 3 on the sweeper. Down and away. Down heckin' goes Mason Wynn for the second out of the inning. So the Cardinals are down to their last out. And here comes Jose Fermin with a runner on first and 2 out. Top of the 9th inning. 5-1. Angels here at the top of the 9th. Tomorrow's game, 3:07 p.m. Central start time. First pitch, I'll be live here at 2:55 p.m. Central time. Now the first pitch of Fermin, and he gets plunked on the left arm, so he'll take first on the hit-by pitch. And now the Cardinals have runners on first and second with 2 out here in the top of the 9th inning. And with Blaze Jordan coming up to the plate, that puts the theoretical tying run on deck. Still a long way from that, however. Righty-righty matchup. Blaze Jordan, he's 1 for 3. Righty-righty matchup. Runners lead off first and second with 2 out. Here's the first pitch to Blaze. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 0-1. Blaze Jordan 1 for 3, a single and a run scored. The only run scored tonight. Zebrajan comes set. He deals. A four-seam fastball down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. That came in at 98 miles an hour out of the right hand of Zebrajan. Infield defense playing back and shaded towards left with the righty Blaze Jordan. Runners lead off first and second with 2 out. The 1-1 pitch. A sweeper down and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. Be well, Harold. I hope you have a good night. See you tomorrow. On deck is Jimmy Crooks. Now, here's the pitch. Swinging strike on the sweeper, down and away. And the count comes even at 2-2. So the Cardinals are down to their last strike. Runners on first and second with 2 out here in the top of the 9th. 5-1 Angels. Blaze Jordan is in the box. Zebrajan comes set. He deals. Swinging strike 3. Down hacking goes Blaze Jordan. And that is your final 5-1 Angels here in the second contest of 3. The Angels, they pull out a 5-1 victory here in Game 2, and that is your final. So no victory tune tonight because there is no victory to celebrate. The Cardinals have dropped 4 in a row, and that is never fun. But they'll be back tomorrow, as will I. First pitch scheduled for 3:07 p.m. Central start time here in America's Heartland. I will be live here on the play-by-play live stream at 2:55 p.m. Central time. I'd like to thank you all so much for spending part of your Tuesday night with me here on Game Mike for this Cardinals v. Angels action. Thank you all so much. It is always a pleasure spending an evening with you, regardless of the outcome. Sinbin, thanks, Paul D. Hey, thanks, Sinbin. Thanks for coming by supporting the stream. Dwayne Smith, good call again, Paul. See you tomorrow. Be well, Dwayne. I hope you're well. CCSY, I've been here for 3 games, and they're 0-3. It happens, my friend. Trisk, good job, Paul D. Well, thank you, Trisk. It's always good to see you. Dave Elliott, no joy in Mudville. Unfortunately not, but it's always good to see you, Dave. Be well. Sam, thank you, Paul. Have a good night. You too, Sam. Be well. Andy Foster, good stuff. Well, thank you, Andy. You have a good night. Happy Hodag. It's always good to be here, win or lose. I know how you feel, Happy Hodag. You have a good night up there in Green Bay. Roger Baseman, great call, Paul D. Have a great night. Well, thank you, Roger. At least they didn't break our heart. Nope, they did not. They were very humane about it tonight. Tomorrow's certified must win. Yeah, you got that right. Dave Ellett, great job as always, Paul. A round of fiddlesticks for everyone. You know it. C. John, great call, Paulie D. Cheers, y'all. Be well, C. John. This has been a presentation of Bombers Game Mike. I'm Paul D. I hope you are all well, both you and yours, wherever you may be. This has been a presentation of Bombers Game Mike. Bombers Game Mike, over and out. See you at 2:55 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, live from America's Heartland. I'm Paul D. Y'all have a good night. 5-1 Angels is your final. Bombers Game Mike, over and out.